Yeah, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Lock in for this one, man. It's gonna be a longer video. I'm gonna show you guys how I got this Vikings team up to an 88 overall in the third season. We're midway there. We're at the bye week right now, so found the time to finally make another video. So we're sitting at 9-0, and it feels like this is probably the best time. I'm playing my best Madden, and I figured this is the best time to tell you guys how I did it, right? So we're gonna get into roster construction first, and we're gonna get into some training tactics and techniques that I use, and then we're gonna go into some stats that we have with some of our key players here, right? So in terms of roster construction, I'm not gonna say we tore the team down, but we more so just let the dead weight walk, right? One of the things that I do in Madden is I do not re-sign players if they're not impacting every game, right? So like I'm not re-signing my backup running backs. I'm not re-signing wide receivers that are fringe starters. You know what I mean? That are role players. I'm not re-signing those guys, right? Um, so that's why you only see a couple guys left from the original roster. You got Brian O'Neill, you got Ezra Cleveland, Garrett Bradbury, Christian Darrisaw. Now, O'Neill and Darrisaw are keystones, or key pieces of this team. They're not going anywhere. I'm going to have a hard time letting Brian O'Neill walk when his contract expires, which I believe is 1 or 2 seasons from now. Let me actually double check that. All right, so I got him for this season and the next one. It's going to be hard to let him walk when his contract expires because he plays pretty well for me, right? We also have T.J. Hawkinson at tight end, which that contract is just massive. And then our tight end two for the first 2 seasons, Josh Oliver, is still here. He's an excellent blocking tight end. These guys are invaluable. 70 run blocking, 68 lead block, 73 impact block, 72 run block power. Like the best blocking tight end in the league, right? And he's still 85 speed, so he can catch a drag and get loose. um, but since then, we have drafted his replacement for tight end two. This little guy here, star dev, 6'6", 250 pounds, 88 speed. Not the best hands, but a decent guy to be to build up on the roster, right? You know, it's cheap work. You know, he's on a rookie scale contract for 4 years. Can't go wrong with that. Now, what you're probably wondering is where the hell is Justin Jefferson, right? So, the first thing I want to get into is trades. We made 3 trades on this offense, 2 of which came in the first season. We made 1 trade in the second season, and so far 1 trade in the third season. Well, actually, 1 trade in the third season. We're in week 9. We're past the trade deadline. So the first trade we made was trading for Trey Lance. So we sent the Cowboys our first and third round pick for Trey Lance, straight up, which most people would say that's an overpay. But the way I saw it, the way I know I run my offense, I needed a mobile quarterback with a big arm and a lot of potential. Trey Lance fits that bill, even though he was a normal dev 69 overall quarterback. Um, but we made that trade. We took Trey Lance from a 69 overall up to like a 78 in the first season. After the first season, he went to star dev, which like whoop-de-doo. But we played another full season with him. We broke the NFL passing touchdown record. We broke the NFL passing yardage record. We did throw 24 picks, but we were slinging it, man. Slinging with a star dev QB is not easy, you know. At star dev and below 90 accuracies, he was still sailing passes to safeties and corners and missing drags. But essentially, it took us 2 full seasons to build him up to a 90 overall strong arm quarterback. And after that second season where he won MVP, best QB, made the Pro Bowl, we got him to X Factor, and that's all I could ask for. That's all I could ask for. At the end of the season, after the Super Bowl and everything, because we ended up losing in the NFC Championship game. Um, you know, it is what it is, but no, we actually lost in the divisional round. I'm tripping. Yeah, we played wild card, lost in the divisional round. Um, but you know, he was still star dev, so That's a wash, right? Now we have the end all be all QB, right? The 90 speed, the 98 throw power. Just look at where Trey Lance is at this point compared to any Trey Lance you've ever seen. you know, um, this version of Trey is deadly, man. It's deadly. And even if we take a look at his numbers, um, 36 touchdowns in 9 games is nothing to scoff at, man. That's 4 touchdowns a game. So we're well on our way to hitting another 60 plus touchdowns. We have thrown 6 interceptions, which sucks, but in 9 games, 6 interceptions, not bad. Hopefully we can stay under 10 for the season. We got 8 games to go. Let's try to get it. Um, Now the second trade that we made, same team, Cowboys. He asked about Justin Jefferson. I told him to send an offer. He led. I didn't have to fight for this. He led with, "I'll send you CD Lamb, my current first, and my first round pick next year." I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it." So I sent him 99 overall Justin Jefferson. He sent me 89 overall or 88, whatever CD Lamb was at the time. Excuse me. He sent CD Lamb, and I got a first round pick out of the deal. I'm like, okay, cool. So essentially, what happened is we swapped first round picks. I gained a third round pick, Trey Lance and CD Lamb. What he got was my first round pick and Justin Jefferson. I would do that trade 1,000 out of 1,000 times, right? I would do that trade 10 out of 10 every single time. And that is the trade that set up our offense. Now, obviously, CD Lamb is up to a 98 overall. There's no need to focus train him anymore. We gave him number 2 like he wore in college. It's pretty dope. But CD is CD. Like if you were around for last Madden, you saw what I did with the Cowboys, winning 3 straight Super Bowls with that team, and CD Lamb was the head of the offense there as well. So yeah, man. That was the first 2 trades. The third trade, we'll have to get over to the defense. We traded a second and third round pick for Dre Greenlaw. Now, looking away from the rest of this defense, because we got to get into the whole how we built this defense thing. But we had our eyes on Dre Greenlaw midway through first season. I'm like, man, my other team is the Ravens, and I really like the way Roquan Smith plays. I got to get my hands on another superstar X Factor dev linebacker. Just so happens that the 49ers were willing to part ways with Dre Greenlaw. I sent him a second, a third, and a replacement linebacker. And we got this dog of a player, man. Now, he hasn't gone off a lot, but so far this season, he's playing a lot better than he did last season. Last season, he had 7 interceptions for me. This season, he's already at 6. 4.5 sacks, 12 TFLs, 3 pass deflections. We're mid-season, bro. Like, we're in mid-season, and he's already got Pro Bowl numbers. You know what I mean? Like, if we literally just stay on pace with 5 to 6 tackles a game, he's gonna hit 100 tackles. If he gets another 5 or 6 TFLs, he's close to 20. 2 more sacks, maybe 3 more picks, Pro Bowl guaranteed, and you're up for Defensive Player of the Year, right? That is phenomenal. Phenomenal play, phenomenal return on investment for Dre Greenlaw. All right, so the third trade that we made, well, if you go back to the offense, we're missing our third-year wide receiver, Jordan Addison. We built him up to a 92 overall, 2 straight Pro Bowls. He was well on his way. I think by the time I traded him in week 4, he already had 30 catches. He was close to 1,000 yards already, right? So he was well on his way to another Pro Bowl spot, right? But I felt as though the wide receivers that I had, the young guys that I had on my team, which is this guy, Jerron Addison, no pun intended, Antoine Elliott. I felt like these guys were enough besides CD Lamb and Antonio Gibson at running back in order for me to have still sustain a sufficient offense. So we put him on the board, and what we got in return for him was an offer of AJ Terrell, just a straight up trade. 92 overall X Factor for 92 overall X Factor. And we took the trade. AJ Terrell at corner. And I was kind of reluctant to do this trade mainly because like I hate trading for corners mid-season and then I get them and they do absolutely fuck all. Like they don't do anything, right? And at the time when I traded for him, AJ Terrell had 0 interceptions, right? But lucky for me, unlucky for the Packers, we played the Packers twice, and in each game, AJ Terrell had 3 interceptions. So the first game with the team was versus the Packers, 3 interceptions. Got one versus the Browns, 0 versus the Lions, but he's a runner. Got one versus the Cowboys, and then boom, another 3 interception game versus the Packers. It's kind of hilarious, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of funny. So that's our trades. That is how we've, I guess, constructed the roster in terms of stuff that you can't control, right? Like you can't guarantee that you'll get a trade here and there, right? What you can do is you can make sure that you draft well. I know for a fact that typically where I'm drafting, which is I'm typically a Pro Bowl roster every or Pro Bowl team every year. There's only one season in 8 years of playing Madden where I did not make the playoffs, and I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Like it happened to me, right? It happened to me with that Cardinals team last year. But in any case, I'm so used to scouting interior defensive linemen and offensive linemen and maybe safeties here and there that like because typically that's the only thing that falls to me in the late first round, right? So we had our eyes on a couple interior defensive linemen here in the first draft, and these are two of those top 5 guys that I wanted. Right now, that Cowboys pick that we traded for with Justin Jefferson, ended up being the 4th overall pick. That Cowboys user ended up only winning 4 games and having the 4th overall pick. That turned into this 76 overall rookie, hidden dev. He ended up being star, got superstar dev this season in practice, but he has been balling out, right? And you look at his overall, and it's like, damn, if he was drafted as a 76, how is he already an 88 overall player? So we'll get into how I construct my practices, right? And it's really, really simple how we do practice. We do full pads and we focus train our young guys, right? As you can see right here, this player is getting 890 XP. That's just for training, right? 890 XP. Now, he's also having a phenomenal season. And we'll get into his stats in a second, but if you look right here, and this is pretty consistent with what he's had going on this season, right? 5 tackles for loss. As crazy as it sounds, that's pretty much what he's been doing the last 4 or 5 games. That's 50 XP for a tackle for loss, 200 XP for a sack. You know, so he's got 2 sacks. That's 400 XP. He's got 5 tackles for loss. That's 250 XP. Played about 50 downs. That's just under 200 XP. So a lot of times what people do in Madden is they like to just run their best plays and let's get them off the field as quick as possible. I like the game of football. I like the game of Madden as well. I know that if I can keep my defense on the field longer, we have a better chance of getting a tackle for loss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if we force them to turn the ball over every time they throw a pass, we're almost never going to get our 500 snaps for our rookies, right? We're almost never going to get sacks if we're just like sending the blitz and they're throwing into, like throwing off the back foot and throwing into coverage and blah, 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 blah. You got to mix the shit up, man. Right? So, Witherspoon's having a great year. 890 XP per advance because we're doing focus training, because we're doing full pads, because we're doing starters for this position. And then there's the numbers, man. He's already surpassed what he did as a rookie, and he was top 5 in rookie of the year voting for defensive rookie of the year, which is pretty dope. But didn't win the award, which is unfortunate. But I'm pretty sure At 12 sacks in the first 9 games, he's already locked up his Pro Bowl spot. With 23 TFLs as a defensive end, he's almost already locked up his Pro Bowl spot. It's kind of wild. But that's what that fourth overall pick, that trade for Justin Jefferson warranted. Um, and our second round pick, I was reluctant to take this guy. I would have taken him with the fourth overall pick, right? And it's crazy to think that I would have did that because of what Witherspoon ended up turning out to be. But the only reason I didn't take Fowler in the first round with the fourth overall pick was his injury rating, and it's only at 81. But he misses so much time. He misses games. He gets hurt in practice. It is what it is. But I knew that this player would be elite because he has elite acceleration. He has elite strength. 85 block. His block shed is better than Witherspoon's. You know, his block shed is better than Witherspoon's. Power move is right up there with Witherspoon's. If you compare these players side by side, you would see so many similarities. The only difference is Witherspoon has higher finesse move. He's faster, more agile, and he has a much higher injury rating. But if you're looking at Fowler for what he is, man, high motor, strip ball, bull rush, swim move, all the all the bones of a great player. Um, and as long as he can stay on the field, man, as long as he can stay on the field, he will be a pretty damn good player. So far, he's already surpassed his numbers as a rookie, in my opinion. Half a sack doesn't matter much to me, but um, he should be able to get back there to that QB a couple times before the season ends, right? If we can get him to, 6 to 9 sacks as a interior pass rusher in a 3-4 defense, man, I'm happy with that, right? Um, the last trade that we made, again, we're missing Jordan Addison here. We did trade for AJ Terrell, and this I feel like is the final piece to the defense because right after we traded for AJ Terrell, Andrew Booth, who made the Pro Bowl last season, got a dev game. So Andrew Booth, he plays my right side cornerback. So right cornerback, cornerback number 2 on the depth chart, as you can see here. And AJ Terrell plays the left side. Now, Andrew Booth, I believe he caught 12 interceptions last season, which is insane, right? It's actually bonkers. Yeah, there you go. 8 interceptions as a in the first season, 12 interceptions and a Pro Bowl spot in the second season, and he only had one pass deflection because every time he touched the ball, it was an interception. Right? It's kind of crazy. So far this year, only 2, but his running mate AJ Terrell is just catching everything. So that is Witherspoon, that's Fowler, that's Booth, that's AJ Terrell. We got our guy here, Armand Bowers, or Browers. Another X Factor player. Young guy, 86 speed, 93 acceleration. Can't go wrong with that, man. The disappointment of the team is Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter, man, I just couldn't figure him out. And I couldn't figure out linebackers, man. I really couldn't. And it hurt me because having a superstar edge rusher in the first season, and only getting 6.5 sacks out of that, it took me a while to realize what I was doing wrong. Excuse me. It took me a while to realize what I was doing wrong, and I kind of just like shelved him. I shelved him in the second season. Um, and so far this year, I've been running, like he's been back on the field. He has 4 sacks in 9 games, which is way more production than what he had last season. And if you look at it, like the snaps that he played more snaps last year than he has so far this year. And this year's numbers are just completely way better. It's insane. Um, but that was a disappointment because he lost his superstar dev and he was hurt a little bit. I was like, man, you know what? I'm mad I re-signed him at this point. But we do have Browers here. Season 1, this is your Defensive Player of the Year, Harrison Smith, Harry the Hitman. 120 tackles, 12 TFLs, 10 interceptions, 6 pass deflections, two forced fumbles, one fumble recovery, and a DPOY. Man, that was pretty dope, bro. I was not expecting Harrison Smith to go off the way he did, and then to do it again. A lot less tackles, but I played him. I played him more at safety this season than I did in the first season. He played a lot of sub linebacker here. He played a lot of sub linebacker here because we didn't have our boy Drake Greenlaw. You know, we didn't. We had Anthony Barr playing linebacker in season one, so we had to play Harrison Smith in the box there, and he caught a lot of interceptions for us. Um, he also made the Pro Bowl again this season with another 10 interceptions. And so far this year, not doing much, but I mean, what more can you expect out of a guy who's probably 36 years old, right? Um, your reigning defensive player of the year, Lewis Seen, and this guy's he's built up pretty nicely. Not quite where I want him. I definitely want to get that man coverage up a lot more. But you cannot deny a 97 speed safety, man. It's invaluable. It's invaluable. He comes off blitzes. I send him in. I play him at the nickel. I play him at safety. You know, you can play him at linebacker. Play him anywhere on the field because he's a safety, right? If you take a look at his numbers from last year, 12 interceptions, 86 tackles, 8 TFLs, only 1 sack, 5 pass deflections. Um, yeah, scored his first touchdown in his career this year. He's got 2 of them, which is pretty dope. So far in 9 games, he's got 5 picks. That means he's on pace for another 10 interceptions, man. Can't go wrong with that, bro. Can't go wrong with that at all. But that's your reigning defensive player of the year. So far in 2 seasons, we've had 2 defensive player of the years. We're looking at a third here, possibly. Maybe even Greenlaw. Now, the surprise of this entire team is Brian Asamoah. And he got shafted. He got shafted for sure. Because of his numbers he put up last year, he did not get a dev boost. 93 tackles, 22 TFLs and 11 sacks, bro. I don't know how he didn't get a dev boost, at least a star. He should have at least been superstar in my opinion. But you can't deny the season that he had, man. 93 tackles, 22 TFLs, 11 picks, 11 sacks, 4 picks, 3 pass deflections, 4 forced fumbles, man, 2 touchdowns. Made the Pro Bowl, of course, and got no love, man. It's still a 79 overall normal dev linebacker. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. But yeah, the way the team is constructed now, it's coming along really, really nice. And that's how we built the team up, man. We went over the trades. You can see the roster in its entirety here. We got a couple young guys that we're building up here. We got another interior pass rusher here. Interior lineman. He's more of a run stopper in my opinion at 320 pounds. But he's got decent power move at 74. We're going to be upgrading that block shed over time here. So yeah, that's one of our nice little pieces right there. A rookie 21-year-old star dev. He doesn't look like much now, but neither did Benji Fowler. Neither did Benji Fowler. Witherspoon didn't look like he would be up to where he is right now, but by the time Armstead retires, this is his last season under contract. By the time he retires, we'll probably kick our guy inside the defensive tackle and let him go off there. We do also have Bobby Brown, another interior guy. That we like, 84 block shed for him is also pretty good. So I'm actually, let me see how long this video is so far. 24 minutes, Jesus. So I'm gonna actually go into practice mode really quick and show you guys some of the adjustments that I make. Okay, I have to sign a left guard. Okay. That's interesting. Well, I guess with practice injuries, it is what it is. We're just gonna make Cody Whitehair a left guard for this game here. Well, for this week. Alrighty. So let's get over to practice mode. I'm going to show you guys a couple of the adjustments that I've made, right? And the positions that I put some of my players in order to make them, not make them go off, but just to put them in better position to win their reps, right? So mainly defensively, because this is all, you can do like formation subs here. You get wide receiver 2 at slot, sub to tight end. One of the things I like to do, especially out of empty, is I'll take my slot receiver here and make that another tight end, right? So we make that another tight end so that when we go to, let's say we come out in empty and they match with dime, right? Let's call a random dime play. We got 2 tight ends out here, so we can come and we can get into 12 personnel, right? So now we got 2 tight ends on the field. He's got 6 DBs on the field. We should be able to run the ball pretty effectively here, right? That's one of those cheeky things that you can do just to steal free yards, right? Steal a free 5, right? But we're going to flip sides here because we want to be on defense.
Ready?
I don't even know what play is called here. Yeah, didn't expect to catch that, but yeah, so we'll get over to the defensive side. So one of the things that I have loved a lot recently, so we're gonna get Bowers on the field here. I don't like how that comes out like that. It's kind of weird. So I actually like to play Fowler and Witherspoon right on the same side of each other. I like Armstead there. I like Bobby Brown here. That's actually how I run this formation, right? So if we come out in this, and I'll go ahead and set my audibles here because I typically run quarters there, cover 1 spy there. I'll come out in this cover 3 hard flat anytime that I'm expecting a run. Anytime I'm expecting a run. So if I see like I form close, right? And let's say everybody's favorite run out of I form close is stretch, right?
Let's go now.
So this is the defense that I'll run here. And I'll user this guy. So that's our defense, right? Actually, I don't like that linebacker being in that gap like that. So that's how I want my defense to look, right? I want my outside edge guys to contain if it's a play action. And I want that linebacker on that side to play to that side, right? And I'm going to use either this guy right here in the hard flat, or I'm going to use this guy here, and I'm going to immediately scrape over and hit right off the tackle of the tight end's ass. That's my target spot, right? So that's typically, and like I say, that's really good stretch defense in my opinion, right? That's really good stretch defense, and it's just based on the alignment. You can't run that inside zone because you got 4 defenders to that side. You got the linebacker that I'm on as my user. You got the DN. You got the outside backer, and you got the safety here, right? So this formation alone tells people like, hey, don't run inside zone to the left here. Oh, well, we should have the numbers to run to the right with outside zone, right? And just the way that this play plays out, it's not that good versus this defense, right? Because what happens is we got our best players out here on the edges, and we got our 90 plus overall linebacker in Dre Greenlaw there. And the reason we got him in that curl flat is we want his first step to be to the outside. If it's an inside zone or power to the right, more power to you. I'll scrape and tackle, right? But if it's an outside zone, I want him to be outside. I want his first steps to be to the right, and they are. And right here, even with my elite run offensive line, like everybody's like above 80 run block finesse. But we get all of our guys flowing to the ball here. There's that defensive tackle with 83 or 85 block shed. Shedding that block immediately. Boom, right there. There's no cutback lane. And everything front side is taken away. So then you got to cut it up, and we got other guys shedding blocks here. You got me as the linebacker. I probably over pursued this a little bit, but because I'm so used to stretch popping to the outside, I know I have to make sure that I have to cut off that angle there. If you got to cut it back, you got to cut it back. You're cutting it back to the rest of the defense. So there's that. I'll run an inside zone to the left in the same look here. So cover 3 hard flat is our call. Let's run lead dive, I guess. Ready. So defense is set up. I like to move that safety down inside of the tight end. And there it is, right? So like, we're expecting, like I said, I'm either using this linebacker or I'm using this safety here. We're able to make that play right there. Again, this is this is just prime run defense, man. Just the front alone, having 8 guys in the box like that, it just says like, hey, you can't run the ball here, bro. You can't run the ball here. And even with we got Brian O'Neill, an elite left tackle, out there trying to seal the edge. You got a lead blocker here with the best run blocking tight end in the league with Josh Oliver, and it's just nothing doing, man. It's nothing doing. We're able to come down here and make this play. As the safety, the linebacker that's on that side, Brian Asamoah, is also making that play, and that's just easy money. We've stopped outside zone. We stopped inside dive run here. The only thing that we're waiting on is a play action, right? Let's go ahead and call it. See if we can get a play action out of the same formation. Call cover 3 hard flat here. Let's go PA tight end lead. That's pretty common. Here we go. Set. So we're gonna set the defense up the same way. Bring this tight end down a little bit. And notice we've had QB contains on this entire time, right? We've had those QB contains on this entire time. That's why, right there. Because in the event that it's a play action, those QB contains are going to go right around the blockers. And right here, for whatever reason, the center blocks to the left. That's bad. That's bad coding, bro. That's just really what it is. You got a 5-man surface, and the center goes away from the nose. That's pretty wild. Hate to see it, but in any case, you got a little free rusher right there. Now I have no clue why this guy that's in a contain is going inside. No clue why that happened. That's pretty bad. But we got the outcome that we wanted. We got the quick pressure. We got we got a run stop on outside zone. We got a run stop on a halfback dive. We got a pass broken up. A potential sack fumble. If we're talking in game, this might be a sack fumble, man. Might be a sack fumble there, and I'll take it. But that's one of the ways we run our defensive line there. Essentially, we got a nice little rotation of pass rushers for this underfront, and then for the overfront, it's the exact opposite. So I like to run Bowers on this side. We have Hunter here. I like to run Fowler, Witherspoon, and then we have another guy here. No. Yeah, he's already in. Number 9. Number 9, Armstead is already in there. So out of this formation, I like to send blitzes. Out of this one. So in our audibles is going to be this cover 1 hole with our sting pinch, OLB fire 2, and then we have our cover 3 hard flat. Now, one of the main things that I'm going to do out of this formation is call this SS Blitz 1. This is one of my favorite run stopping plays. for like wing slot, wing stack, and stuff like that. But we also have a quarters out of here. We also got an OLB fire. This sting pinch. That's my play right there, baby. So I'll come out in something like this. All right, let's see. Let's get another formation here. Something that I would actually call this versus. Let's go with this PA post cross.
Ready.
Right? So we're in a single high look here. What I like to do is I like to click one of these two safeties and move them around like just a little bit, just like that.
Watch out now, 50 Fury.
And then we are set up, just like that. Right? So now you can see, obviously, we got man coverage across the board. And we got our QB contain zone. We got our rush angles there. You can see who's rushing where. We're gonna go ahead and run it.
Hut, hut.
And I was about to say that should be a sack there. But let's take a look at what happened, because we should have got a little bit. A got pressure there. Let's see. We got everybody blocking. That's what it was. The tight ends are blocking. I see. I see. So typically when the tight ends aren't blocking, you would get a free rush there. But as you can see, 92, getting him one-on-one with anybody, he's just dominating folks, bro. It's kind of wild. As you can see right there, he just dogs 56, my center. It's kind of crazy. Insane, actually. But he gets picked up again, 56 and 65. Look what kind of combo on him. But there's Danielle Hunter missing a sack. Let's actually run this without the
43 rail.
all right. So we just move him inside a step.
Set.
There it is. Bang bang. Again, moved him too close the last time.
Set.
Moved him a little too close the last time. So now he's in that sweet spot where he's a step closer to the QB. We got all the defensive linemen and outside backers taking up the blockers here. And then we're going to get our linebacker swooping in, untouched, unabated, to the quarterback. Yaga. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, I must say. All right, so that's 2, 3, 4 formations. How we rotate our guys. So if you look at what we have here, we have let's just call them by numbers. 5 is on the left. 92 is at nose. 15 is at right, or right of screen. 4 tech, right? Over here, we got 15 at 3 tech, 92 at 9 tech, 5 as a 7 tech on the right of the screen. So like, if we're rotating between these two formations, right? It's a lot of the same personnel, but we're not giving the offensive line a chance to build up resistance to these guys, right? And that's why we're moving them around like that. That's why we're moving these guys all over the place, right? And then we get down here to like the nickel. So we're gonna make our substitutions here. Actually, Flowers there and Fowler there. And what we also do is we take whatever young DB we like. In our case right here is going to be K. Davis. We're going to let him play. And we're going to kick Scene down into the nickel, right? He's our apex defender. He's our star defender, right? That's the guy we want to force people to make a play off of, right? So if you want to throw a curl flat, slant flat, streak corner flat, whatever it is, we want you to put that guy in conflict because that's our best athlete. That's why he plays that position right there. And then the guy that we got playing over top of him, I mean, we could put Marcus Peters there, who plays decent at safety for passing downs, but I do like to have 29 in there, or either Abram as well for rushing downs. So, but we'll have it as 29 for now. The other thing I like to do is I go over from nickel 2-4 over the nickel triple, we make that same substitution. So we're going to put 29 on the field here, and we're going to put Scene on the field there. We're going to put, yeah, we want 92 here, and we want Fowler here. So Fowler and Witherspoon are getting the bulk of the snaps at interior pass rusher for good reason. For good reason, right? And then on here we have, yeah, I actually like to flip these as well. So I like to put Bowers there and then Hunter there. That way, they're, you know, on opposite sides of the D line, opposite sides of the O line when it comes to rushing the passer. So these are two of the main formations I'm going to stay in. First and second down, I might be in nickel 2-4. Third down, I'll be in nickel triple. First down, when you come out in base personnel, I'm going to be in under. If you come out in base personnel, third and short, I might go over to over. You know what I mean? And then very similarly to nickel 2-4 is how we'll run dime 2-3. And the only difference here that we make is we definitely run Peters at safety there, and we run Harrison Smith there. And we make the same adjustment here. Hay Davis, and then Lewis Scene. So that's the adjustment we make there. And as far as our audibles and everything like that, you know, that's all up to personal preference, how you run your defense, what plays you're running. But this is just in terms of the personnel, how the personnel is set up for my team specifically. So, and then we have, like, you know, the dime 1-4 defenses and stuff like that, which is a little bit different. But, you know, we want to make sure that our elite pass rushers are on the field here. Personally, I like to keep my safeties back in these defenses, and then we'll run our more of our quicker DBs in these spots, you know, because we're going to be blitzing these guys a little bit, you know. So that is pretty much it for the personnel, man. In terms of like mixing it up a little bit more, like we're in the Baltimore Ravens defense, so we have 5 nickel formations to go through, you know. I like to run a little bit of nickel double A gap or double mug here and there. We definitely don't run 15 out wide there. I don't know why that's set up like that, but I do like to run a little bit of this as well, depending on who I'm playing. And the thing is, you just got to get into your thing, get into your bag with your substitutions, man. Know like the strengths of your defense. Know why you're putting guys in certain spots. And know how to get those mismatches. You know what I mean? Like if you ever wanted to get a free run at a quarterback, let's say you know it's going to be a pass, right? Let's say they come out in something basic like shotgun, and they're trying to go send everybody out on a route, right? Let's call tight end corner, right? And you know for a fact that your DN you got right here in this spot is elite. Let's say that's Witherspoon, or even in this case Fowler. We're gonna try to get a free rush here, get a quick shed, and then we're gonna try to make a play. That's just Trey Lance being a 99 overall demon right there. But
Here we go.
Essentially, you know, you can get that one-on-one because just based on the alignment, that you know you're gonna get that one-on-one, right? You know you're going to get that one-on-one there to go against this guard. You're going to either bull rush him, rip, spin move, swim move, whatever the case may be. It wasn't the fastest win, but it's quick enough to get him off his spot. You know, it's quick enough so he's not making that read right there. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can get another rep here. Let's say we want to go nickel triple, right? We want to get Witherspoon a one-on-one snap, right? Let's call and cover 3 here. Call another play where we got everybody going out on the routes. These plays are horrible, to be honest. I don't know what playbook this is, but it's straight buns. Let's call this 83
Ready.
that choice. Actually no, that's not what I want. That's giving somebody else the one-on-one. Let's call cover 3 sky here. That's something on the left. The twins to the left. Go running back scissors.
Down.
Alright. So right now we had the last play we had Fowler singled up on this left guard. This time it's gonna be Witherspoon singled up on this left guard.
Set.
That time we got a quick win. That was really, really fast.
Here we
And
go.
you know, typically if you're gonna use a D line, you wanna put a contain on so that they can't do what they just did. But essentially, you know, because you got the center capped, you got, you know, your guy that you're going to use a rush with over the guard. You got a guy over top of that tackle right there. You know, like if this guard is a bum and your guy is not, you can get this quick shed win right there. That is as fast as it's going to be. And if you got QB contains on, you know, they're running, if they try to scramble out there, they're running into a contain and getting sacked. But right here, Trick or Trade got loose on me. Let's see if I can get that
Here we
same
go.
rep. I'm just going to put a contain on right there.
Set.
There you go. That's unfortunate. And that's why you don't like playing the CPU, bro.
Ready?
That right there. But that's the play you want to make, man. You want to get your guys singled up on lesser tier offensive linemen. Get a little user rush. Sprinkle this in a couple times a season. You don't have to do it every game. And definitely don't do it every play because you're more useful to your team in coverage for sure. But if you can get your guys lined up to get that one-on-one, and you got an elite guy that's 90 plus power, finesse move, or whatever it is, and you can get that win like that, and you're in a contain, you got contains on so they can't get outside the pocket like that, and you force them back inside, and you should have a sack, right? But no, 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 no. Trey Lance is going to just turn around and hurl this joint late to the left flat. You get a completion. It's kind of funny. But yeah, man. I think I'll run one more rep here. I'll run it from dime to three. Um, just basic. Let's call Tampa 2 here. Let's call 4 works. They got one. Okay, they don't have 4 verticals in this playbook. Alrighty then. There it is, 4 verticals.
Come on, set.
Alright. Now why is this a line like that, man? Okay. Okay. So you can run cover 2 like this. You can run cover 2 like this. And you can run it like that. Right? So I actually prefer to run it like this. This is how I run Tampa 2. Right? And we're gonna contain here. Because we want our guys, our interior pass rushers, to get one-on-ones, and we want to contain on the outside.
Set.
There you go. That is how you maximize getting your best pass rusher one-on-ones across the board with whoever you want him to get a one-on-one on. This time it's going to be the right guard. He wins super fast because he's playing 3 tech. Now, how do you know he's playing 3 tech? It's because 15 is playing in between the center and the guard. That center is going to slide to him every single time, unless the offense manually tells him not to, right? But by default, that center is going to go to that guard, right? I mean, that center is going to go to that nose tackle, meaning your right guard is going to be one-on-one with the 3 technique. And the 3 technique basically is anyone that is outside of the guard and inside of the tackle. That's where the 3 technique comes from, right? So he gets the one-on-one. He gets an almost instant block shed on 51 there, and that's an easy sack. That's why cover 2 is good on 3rd and long. If you're expecting someone to call 4 verticals, it's good to call cover 2. It's good to call cover 2 and just wait for them to throw it up the seam. It's easy money, man. The easiest money you'll ever make. I don't have match turned on. So, if I have match turned on, this guy actually he turns and runs with 81, and he turns and runs with 0, and he matches on the running back, and he turns and runs with 2. So I'll run this rep again, man. I'll run this rep again. It's kind of wild. Kind of wild. And for the record, I actually prefer cover two sync because that's more. It's got match built into it. It's already set up for match. Tampa 2 is more spot drop zone. But we'll call cover 2 sync here. And we'll call 4 verticals again.
Got it.
They actually align properly this time. And we're manning up on a 3. That's our job. We are taking the 3. Alright?
Ready.
92 actually won again.
Ready.
You love to see it, man. You love to see it. So I don't like how he doesn't match that. Like 22 just doesn't. It's neither here nor there. But in terms of the pass rushing, what we aim to do here, it happened. 92 is 101. 51 loses. Bang. And that's just Trey Lance making a play that most users are not making in Madden. They're not making that play in Madden. They're not stepping up away from that pressure and throwing this pass and completing it. It's just not happening, man. It's just not happening. Another way to run cover 2 is this way here. And we're going to relate to the 3 from the safety spot. So essentially, this linebacker that's a man on a running back, the running back goes to the right, he mans up on him. If he goes to the left, the vert hook mans up on him. Right?
Hi.
We're going to relate to the 3. And there you go.
Ready up.
That's cover 2 cut, by the way. It's one of my favorite ways to run cover 2 whenever I see trips. Trips halfback week, that is. But essentially, like we got man coverage on the outside on CD Lamb. Our user has to take away the vertical by the number 3, which is the tight end. If he comes inside, great. He's running right to me. I know it's 4 verticals, so I'm just standing there waiting for him to throw the ball either over those linebackers, which will be picked, or he's going to get to me and I'm going to, cap him vertically and run with him. But in any case, we got another one-on-one with our best pass rusher. Whoop, right around him. And right into another sack. Beautiful, man. Honestly is. So, there's that, man. We ran cover 2, cover 3, cover 0, cover 1. No, I don't think we ran cover 1. But in any case, that is 4 formations. Dime 2-3, nickel 2-4, nickel triple, 3-4 under, 3-4 over. Where we got 92 one-on-ones with against an offensive lineman, and he's able to dominate. So implement that into your game plans, man. Moving your guys around, formation subs are important. And let's get it, man. Go ahead and end the video there. If you liked the video, like the video. If you didn't, be sure to dislike it, leave some maple comments, and unsubscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm out.